Sir Bobby Robson. It's in defence that Newcastle have real problems at the moment. Nikos Dabizas is suspended after his sending off at Blackburn. Titus Bramble has a hamstring injury, and Andy O'Brien a back problem. So Aaron Hughes plays in the centre alongside young Scotsman Stephen Caldwell. His last Premiership start was also against Middlesbrough here 2 seasons ago. Jermaine Jenas keeps his place in midfield, and Alan Shearer on 99 Premiership goals for Newcastle will again be joined by Shola Amiobi in the continued absence of Craig Bellamy.
This is a very young back four, Rob, one that hasn't played together this season, and I fancy that they'll have to get themselves organised tonight against Massimo Macaroni and Gilard Nemeth. The midfield provides plenty of width with Roberto Solano and Laurent Robert. The Frenchman Robert will no doubt be instructed to test out Stuart Parnaby in the early stages at right back, put him under pressure to see how the youngster reacts. Up front, Alan Shearer and Shola Amiobi face a good battle tonight against Southgate and Ehiog. Not many get past the Middlesbrough pair, but Shearer, for one, has the ability and, more importantly, the desire to do so.
Alan Boksic has returned from a trip abroad with flu, so his search for a first goal this season is prolonged. Gilard Nemeth and Massimo Macaroni, who got the goals that saw off Sunderland in September, will be bidding for a repeat dose against the other North East rivals. 20-year-old Stuart Parnaby, who impressed on his Premiership debut against Leeds, keeps his place at right back, despite Robbie Stockdale's return to fitness from a heel injury.
It's a slightly different formation for Middlesbrough. At the back, Southgate and Ehiog continue to excel together. But it's the newfound potency going forward that makes all the difference this season. George Boateng and Jeremy work very hard across the middle, while Jonathan Greening has been consistently impressive up that left-hand side. Joseph Desiree Job has proved a wild card for me. Starting deep, his runs into the penalty area can be very hard to pick up. Up front, Massimo Macaroni is a class act for me, and it's a great work ethic to boot.
Well, the fans here already anticipating Alan Shearer rattling up his latest goal-scoring achievement. What's the story behind the mask, Alan? You were talking to one or two of those young fans.
Yes, I was just wondering about that. They feel that there's quite a lot of smog in Middlesbrough, which I thought was a little bit harsh, but there you go.
Well, it's a cold night, but it's a warm atmosphere, the sort of occasion that Alan Shearer will relish. And up against a former England colleague in Gareth Southgate. But certainly Newcastle have felt the full benefits of Shearer's decision not to make a U-turn on his international retirement. And tonight he stands on the brink of another outstanding achievement. A century of Premiership goals for Newcastle, a feat he's already achieved with his previous club, Blackburn Rovers. And he has a good scoring record against Middlesbrough. So plenty of reasons to be fearful on Teesside.
Never loses that desire, does he, to get into the box, get on the end of chances. As Andy was saying earlier, one of the best centre-forwards I think this country's ever seen.
But he's coming up against one of the best central defensive partnerships in the Premiership in Southgate and Ehiog. Not too many strikers have had too much change out of them this season, and they're protecting the best defensive record in the country. Here they come then. Well, both these teams have already beaten Sunderland this season. It's 4 years since Middlesbrough finished as the North East's top team. The winners tonight will be the kings of the region for 5 days at least. Will it be 100 goal Shearer, king of Newcastle, tonight?
My goodness, have you ever seen anything like it?
Ford, Monday Night Football.
course, we'll be hearing from the Fan Zone commentators later. If you'd like to dip into their commentary, push the red button on your remote control and follow the instructions. That's all part of our interactive service. Of course, you'll find player cam there as well. We'll be following Massimo Maccarone for the first 15 minutes of this first half. We're at St James's Park. It's Newcastle United and Middlesbrough. Our match commentators, Alan Smith and Rob Hawthorne.
And we're moving into the second century of Tyne Tees League derbies. This is the 101st league meeting of Newcastle United and Middlesbrough. And it's Newcastle who have the edge on previous meetings, 39 wins to Middlesbrough's 33. And it is the home side who'll get the match underway, seeking their 4th consecutive home win. Jermaine Jenas and Laurent Robert start us off, and Olivier Bernard, who was given a run in the side earlier in the season but has missed out more recently, back in at left back tonight. It's Stuart Parnaby who keeps his place at right back for Middlesbrough. Challenged by speed, his boot a bit high on George Berting.
Well, case of doing the same thing there. Speed had got the ball, but quite lucky to get the free kick, really.
Boateng's first involvement, 30 seconds into the first match after his last controversy and the close of the match against Leeds. And he had that little skirmish with Nick Barmby. Shearer lies in wait then for Robert's kick, and Ehiog has to clear from just in front of him.
Well, Gary Speed had a dash into the box and he was completely unmarked. Just couldn't get his dive and connect with that free kick.
Away by Berting. Here's Jenas. Aaron Hughes, who's played right across the back four in the last few matches as the injury situation has really bit in that area. This is Caldwell. Now Andy Griffin. He's started to establish himself at right back, Griffin. And the goals that he scored in the last couple of games have been an added bonus for Newcastle. Scored against Juventus and Charlton.
No doubt we're feeling confident, but Stephen Caldwell will want to get some good touches on the ball in these early stages. Been a while since he's pulled on that black and white shirt.
Solano. Stephen Caldwell, who's just 22 years of age. It's only his 10th Premiership appearance, and his last start was the last occasion that Middlesbrough won here in the Premiership, 2-1 2 seasons ago. Alan Boksic, who scored both of the goals, not playing tonight because of illness. There's Nemeth, who's taken Boksic's place, and he's won a corner.
Briefly found some space there. Joseph Desiree Job just dropping into the space and making things happen. Some
early work for the reshaped defensive personnel of Newcastle to do. Ehiog, who recently scored his first goal of the season against Bolton just last month, being watched by Caldwell. Kedrou's kick, cleared by Amiobi. Robert was the furthest line forward for Newcastle. Kedrou had stayed out on that right-hand side, cleared by Shearer. Newcastle completed the league double over Middlesbrough last season, winning 4-1 at the Riverside in September, 3-0 here on Boxing Day, a result that actually took them to the top of the table. And they've been sneaking unnoticed up the Premiership. Have Newcastle 2 games in hand on most of the teams around them due to the postponement of a fixture earlier in the season against Bolton because of their European commitments, a fixture that has still to be rearranged. If they were to win those 2 games in hand, it would put them level on points with Manchester United, who are third. Southgate. It's Caldwell. Now Solano.
Times tonight Middlesbrough are going to find themselves with an extra man in midfield at times, the way they line up, with Joe just withdrawing. Maybe an area that Steve McClaren feels he can win that early battle. Boateng and Jeremy in particular, very hard-working players.
Jets. Shearer with a flick on. And cleared by Frank Kedry. It's Griffin. And George Boateng. This is Parnaby. Jeremy turning into trouble in the form of speed. Southgate. Put out by Griffin. Solano. Now Amiobi. Into Gareth Southgate, and the throw goes in Middlesbrough's favour.
Okay, I didn't think so, but it was Amiobi that got the final touch.
It's John. Turned out by Jenis. There's Kedru. Joseph Desiree Job, who's come back a new player. He was loaned out to Metz at the end of last season, and they were relegated, but he really has impressed this season. Helped, no doubt, by the arrival at the Riverside of his Cameroon international teammate Jeremy.
Steve McClaren's gone on record as saying he would have let Job go if the offer had come in. He hadn't found his way at all at the Riverside, but this season he's been exceptional at times.
Bernard looking to make the break. Solano coming in to take over for Newcastle. Alan Shearer. Now Jenis. Linking up with Bernard. Jermaine Jenis.
Good play by the youngster. He does the simple things well. I don't think he scored for Newcastle yet. It's worth a try from there. Just didn't quite strike it when he was on balance.
Shares a birthday with his manager, Jermaine Jenis, exactly 50 years younger than Sir Bobby Robson. Here's Amiobi.
Quite got his first touches sorted out yet. Amiobi, a couple of times he's come into him and it's escaped him.
Here's Solano. Away by Southgate. Solano looks for Shearer, but it's beyond him. And Robert getting in the shot. Shearer away by Southgate. Jenis again! And that was close.
Well, the danger came really from great cross from Solano, but it was Laurent Robert, you can see here, just drifting to the far post. Totally free. Great cross to pick him out. That's what caused all the problems.
A couple of attempts managed now already by Jermaine Jenis. Robson did have the option of reintroducing Kieran Dyer, but after the back problems that he had with England, didn't want to risk him too soon. Here's Jeremy. Right across the face of the goal.
I'll give an encouragement here. Nobody really attacked him, had a look round.
And here's one of the players who's impressed the Newcastle manager, who's generally marvelled at the astuteness of Steve McClaren. in the signings that he's made to turn Middlesbrough around. They had their struggles last season, but certainly the way they've played this year, as well as the results that they've achieved, suggest that they might be in the top half for real this time.
I think he's been clever in that he's got somebody like Jeremy in who's got a point to prove it. In a way, he couldn't make a name for himself at Real Madrid last season, bit part player, and he's come over to England and really took the ball by the horns.
It's Jonathan Greening with a cross, looking for Macaroni, and the header is off the line. Boateng, Caldwell clears, and then Bernard completes it. Newcastle might debate whether there was a push there from Macaroni before he got his header away, but no free kick was given, and the Newcastle defence tested, and it took a last-ditch clearance to prevent Macaroni from opening the scoring. Here's speed.
It's classic centre-forward play in a way, really. He's up against Oliver Bernard, and he's not really pushed him at all. He's just got the right side. Bernard was at fault, didn't follow that flight of the ball. Good header back. A little bit of shirt tugging, but Bernard's got to be a little bit stronger there.
Bernard rescued by the presence of Aaron Hughes on the line to prevent that attempt from getting in. It's Caldwell. Now Kedru. This is Southgate. Job. This time it is a foul by Aaron Hughes. And they've taken a free kick well out of position, even though Macaroni has tucked it away. But, stolen quite a few yards then.
Those are the positions where Joseph Desiree Job is just in between midfield and attack. In the position sometimes unmarked, take the ball, turn. It was Aaron Hughes that went in with him on that occasion.
Kedru delivering with the free kick, but not delivering accurately. It's the 50th Premiership match in charge of Middlesbrough for Steve McLaren tonight, 3 days after standing down as Sven-Göran Eriksson's right-hand man.
He can have a few days off now, can't he? I don't think he had many in his time doing both jobs.
Here's Boateng. Now Greening. Macaroni. Greening gets it back early. Taken away by Bernard. Cleared in the end by Griffin. Kedru played it through. And Griffin just caught Jonathan Greening.
Very lively play by Greening, taking the ball deep in his own half just before that foul, exchanging passes with Macaroni. His best season to date in his fledgling career. Very consistent up that left-hand side. Many people putting him forward for place in the England squad.
Jeremy's kick. Sure, I wouldn't want to be doing a Steve Marley now, would he?
No way to get your 100th goal, is it?
Jeremy's kick. Nemeth. Now Boateng. Feels that he got his arm to that. Kedru. Here's Boateng. Now Macaroni. Flags up for offside against Nemeth.
Nemeth just trying to pull off his man. Quite a close decision, that one.
Kedru. Jenner stepping in. Now Job. Solano snapping away at him. Job does well to hold on to it there. Now Jeremy. Parnaby's pushing up on the outside of him. He looks towards goal. And Given pushes it away. Fortunately for him, to his own man. It's Solano who completes it.
Jeremy had already been given some encouragement on the previous shot. He was giving it again. Middlesbrough at the moment winning this midfield battle, coming out on top and supplying the likes of Jeremy. Can't afford to let that happen too many times. Shay Given fortunate in the way that he didn't fall to a Middlesbrough player.
Jenis. Hughes. Jenis. Greening. Away by Gary Speed.
He's a problem in these early stages for Newcastle. They can't seem to get the foot on the ball in the middle of the park. It is that Middlesbrough trio, even a quartet with Job, who's winning the battle so far.
Macaroni. Now Jeremy. Parnaby offering width. Won't reach Macaroni. Safe handling by Shay Given, who's been rotated in recent matches with Steve Harper after his disappointing loss of form against Blackburn. Boateng. Now John. This is Jeremy. Greening lets it run. It doesn't reach Kedru. This is Solano. And he's looking to set Shearer away. He got him behind Southgate.
Sixes and sevens at the moment. Newcastle just can't seem to get themselves organised. A lot of space up Middlesbrough's right. Lauren Robert having to funnel back, and Bobby Robson maybe thinking of just adjusting things a little bit. He's had to do a lot of defensive work.
And Laurent Robert is now the subject of player cam for Sky Digital viewers. Just press your red button to access those services. Here's Solano. Greening. Jeremy. Parnaby looking to put Macaroni through, but it's too long for him. By Shearer. Ehiog takes control. Now Griffin. Alan Shearer. Speed. Away to Greening.
Jeremy's in absolute acres on the right-hand side yet again, calling for the ball.
It's way back instead to Boateng. Now Jeremy has got it. Boateng. Jeremy this time being pursued by Hughes. Parnaby. Broken up in the end by Caldwell. Robert, though, couldn't quite keep it in.
Real tough opening spell for the likes of Gary Speed and Jermaine Jenis. Haven't got to grips with the movement of Jeremy, Boateng, Greening.
It's Jeremy's cross. Macaroni with the control now. Is he caught there? The referee took a look at it, but felt not. Hughes challenge. Won back by Jenis. Amiobi makes a move across the line to his right. Played across by Shearer. Deflected off Kedru.
Well, Jenas had the option there, whether he saw him or not. Lauren Robert was free on the left, calling for it. Decided instead to use Shearer.
Amiobi. Good control! Goal! It's Shearer's strike partner who makes the breakthrough. Shola Amiobi.
Well, Amiobi will know he had a slice of luck here. The ball came into him. And when he did, he just tried a little flick. He got caught up in his feet and in the end fell in front of him. But full marks for the way he took that opportunity. Saw the whites of the post and had a crack. Found the corner very nicely. He's just trying to find a man behind to lay it into, but he'd hit his other leg. But when you get breaks like that, you've got to take them, and he did exactly that.
Well, the initial flick may not have come off, but in the end it was to Shola Amiobi's benefit. Steve McLaren's team are behind. We're about to see the first booking of the evening for that last challenge by Andy Griffin.
Well, the crowd had just started getting on the Newcastle players' backs.
Jonathan Greening was the victim of Griffin's tackle.
Real sucker punch for Steve McLaren and his men, because they'd really dominated these opening stages.
An element of misfortune about it from Gareth Southgate's point of view. A flick from Amiobi that didn't come off, but when it came back to the striker, didn't react well. Just before that goal, Macaroni here wanted a penalty.
Well, the Italians certainly thought there was something in it, and you can see why. He's caught Caldwell's legs there, or Caldwell rather has caught Macaroni's. Clear claim, but the referee was having none of it. And such things, matches turn, don't they?
It's Kedru. Jeremy has looked a real danger, and he's pulled it back for Job.
If Newcastle want to maintain this lead, they really have got to do something about Jeremy bombing forward. Not being picked up from deep. Used the ball very well for the on-rushing job. Didn't quite get the power in it he would have liked.
Here's Jenas. Solano makes his break to stay onside, but the ball forward for him is too long.
Well, all of a sudden, St James's Park is a little different, and I bet that man's mood is as well.
Well, Sir Bobby Robson, you're used to seeing patrolling the touchline, but unfortunately at the moment he's suffering with broken ribs, so he's opting for a detached view from upstairs and passing on instructions to John Carver, his coach downstairs. I'm surprised he can make himself heard, actually.
Well, I'm sure it must relate to that situation in midfield where, as I say, Jeremy in particular is getting so much joy.
Here's Macaroni. Amiobi applying the pressure to Ehiog. Boateng looking for Greening. Job with a layoff. This is Nemeth. Away by Jenas in the end. Now speed. Parnaby. Shearer comes to collect. Here's Southgate. Ehiog. It's Parnaby. Now Hughes. Andy Griffin. This is Solano. Amiobi unable to bring it under control. He'd scored once in his previous 35 Premiership appearances, Shola Amiobi. That goal at Birmingham this season. It's only the second league goal he scored here at St James's Park. The other one against Coventry some 22 months ago. Greening. Now Kedru. Nemeth. Kedru's ball through. It's Macaroni. The angle difficult for him. He still tries.
Well, the opening of the game came down the right-hand side. That's a great ball from Kedru. Macaroni making sure he's onside. He was well on. Difficult place to score from. Might have been better just to try and do a cross shot along that 6-yard box.
Very even in terms of the attempts that the two sides have managed so far, and Middlesbrough fractionally ahead with those on target. Here's Frank Kedru. Jenis. Griffin. Amiobi's penalised. Pulling at the shirt of Gareth Southgate.
Again, he's not quite got that touch sorted out. It was that which won him the goal in the end, but a couple of times it's broken down on young Amiobi.
Shearer's played it through. Jenis's cross is blocked by Southgate, but it is a Newcastle corner. Hughes and Caldwell have both come forward from the back for this. The Bears kick. Solano tried to get in around the back. He has won another corner.
Great whip corner that from Robert. Almost a shot the way he tries to curl it in.
In fact, after some consultation, the referee has changed his mind and given the goal kick. Ball had gone out by the time Solano headed it back across. Speed. Now Boateng. Down the line by Kedru. This is Macaroni. Macaroni's offside.
Well, he was offside, but it was a neat little triangle. Good interplay from Middlesbrough. Or was he offside? Very, very close. When the ball's kicked, you look across to Bernard. I think he was level at least, wasn't he?
Griffin. Now Greening. Macaroni. Southgate. Shearer went in to close him down. He certainly did his job in facing Southgate there, who's conceded a throw.
It's just what you don't want as a centre-half. A young, keen centre-forward dashing across to close you down, make life uncomfortable.
Maybe not so young.
Young at heart.
Shearer just unable to collect Amiobi's layoff that time. This is Jeremy. Jeremy here has aimed to pick out Macaroni. Job. Jeremy lines it up.
He's getting closer, isn't he? Cameroon player. Managing to isolate players. It was Macaroni just before that shot that has pulled away, and well, Shay Given is being exposed to these shots just from outside the box, and you wonder how long Newcastle will be able to fend them off.
Seen it run past him. Shearer hurries the attempt.
I think he knew Hugo Hehiog was coming back to try and redeem himself. Didn't think he could beat him on a dash. He was starting from a standing start. Alan Shearer decided to try his luck.
And for viewers of player cam, Jonathan Greening becomes the latest subject. There's Jeremy. Nemeth had straight into an offside position, had forced him to wait for the pass. Amiobi comes to get in front of Boateng and does a good job there. Shearer then screens it from Southgate, claims the free kick, which isn't given.
Be a good battle tonight between those two. Honest performance, both of them.
Here's Macaroni, and it's Job. Newcastle almost making the opening for their opponents to get back in it.
Yeah, well, they're doing their best to let Middlesbrough back into it. Oliver Bernard, really a very sloppy ball back towards his own danger area. Again, Shay Given being called on.
Jenas. This is Amiobi. Jenas again. Solano. Solano again. Pedro just watching it out. The first half possession would suggest that it's the visitors who've taken the game to their opponents.
Yeah, that says it all. I don't think Steve McClaren could have asked much more in terms of possession and the confidence in which they've passed the ball about.
And as we've seen from the frantic phone calls between Sir Bobby Robson and his coach, despite the one-goal lead, there is concern in Newcastle ranks. Boateng finds Jeremy. Here's Gareth Southgate. Steve McClaren being warned by Graham Barber that he's got to move deeper back into the technical area. Here's Jenas looking to pick out Robert. It's a good ball from Jenas and a good hit too! Well, it was an ambitious attempt and he feels he should have got at least a corner out of it.
Well, I think he feels that Mark Schwarzer got something on this. That's been the avenue for Newcastle over on that left-hand side. I don't think Schwarzer did. He had it covered, he let it go. The one area of encouragement, though, is when the Frenchman pulls away, finds some space. Very dangerous, giving that kind of room.
Credit too to Jenas for the pinpoint ball that picked out Laurent Robert. Although the temptation to bring Kieran Dyer back must have been great, Genesis' place in the team has been justified by his recent performances.
I think also, Rob, he would have felt that against this Middlesbrough midfield, Genesis the more defensive-minded. Kieran Dyer, we know how good he is, bombing on, getting forward into the box, but we do need two defensive-minded players in here to fight the battle.
I think it goes against Amiobi this time. Here's Southgate. Cut out by Bernard. Now Amiobi. Shearer up with him, but he almost left the ball behind. Job. Greening. Kedru makes the run, and Nemeth was free to his right. The run had been covered by Hughes.
Middlesbrough have done that very well in this first half. Runs from deep, players coming on, and they've been picked out. This Newcastle defence is playing together for the first time, and it shows at the moment.
Here's Macaroni. And Bernard is first to it against Nemeth.
I think Macaroni will feel that there's goals about tonight. Strikers can usually smell them, and he's got good cause to.
He's got 3 with that one. Massimo Macaroni, who's already scored 4 times in his early career at the Riverside Stadium. Steve McLaren asked for patience when he first took him to the club.
He's gone a lot better than he could ever have hoped, hasn't it? Great work ethic, which sets him in good store for the Premiership. It's about the pitch very well, team player.
Here's Amiobi, who's got the goal, finds speed, he finds Robert. Speed!
Well, again, it was that left side where Newcastle were able to find some room. Stuart Parnaby showing his inexperience, not being able to get tight to Robert, the Frenchman. Speed picking him out before the ball popped back to him.
Stuart Parnaby, who's had quite a good couple of months. His debut for the England under-21 side, and now his Premiership debut as well. He did well against Leeds. Hugo Ehiog has not only conceded a free kick here, he's about to go into Graham Barber's little black book.
Well, he's just tried to nick the ball away here. He's timed it by quite a distance in the end.
Hugo Ehiog, who was 30 yesterday, gets his card from Graham Barber a day late. Here's Bernard. Amiobi wrestles to get in front of Ehiog. Shearer, it won't count. It won't count. That's not the 100. They were ready to acclaim it here, but the foul given against Amiobi.
Well, Newcastle might feel a little bit aggrieved here. I think Amiobi stuck out a leg and got there first. Ehiog's appealing, but really can't see what's wrong. He didn't foul Ehiog. He got his foot to the ball. Shearer wasn't offside.
And it looked pretty much 6 of one and half a dozen of the other there in a straightforward tussle. I don't think Shearer celebrated. I think he'd heard the whistle by the time he did, as any good striker does, and tucked the ball away. And maybe the cause for a quibble there from Newcastle. Kedru winning his battle in the first instance with Solano, who didn't give it up. He protests, but it's a Newcastle throw. Jenas. Bernard. Amiobi. Shearer. Southgate and Kedra up against him. It's Southgate who gets it away, and Macaroni's offside.
Well, Newcastle have got themselves into a good position through the middle. It was 3 against 3. If Shearer could have just found the space to whip in that cross.
Greening. Now Macaroni. Boateng's made a run just inside, but it's cut out by Caldwell for a Middlesbrough corner here.
Excellent play by Macaroni, beating Griffin, using pace and strength. In the end, all that was wrong was the cross.
It's Jeremy then to take the kick. Taken by Shea Given. Good control by Jenis. Brought it down magnificently.
Well, he did. Lauren Robert alongside him and thought he was offside when the long kick came. He looked around, but it was fantastic. First touch from young Jenis coming out of the skies over his shoulder, one of the hardest balls to control. He certainly wasn't offside. Southgate doing well.
Griffin. Now Jenis. Sir Bobby Robson has shown a habit of developing good young players and bringing in promising prospects from the Nationwide League. It might have been viewed a bit of a gamble, £5 million to Nottingham Forest for Jermaine Jenis, but in the early part of his Newcastle career, it's looking money well spent. Here's Nemeth. Now Boateng. Jeremy. Flags up again for offside. His job goes for the spectacular.
Again, you see Middlesbrough have got men over. They needed to stay on side here. They're in a great position. Greening at the far post, wanting Job to leave it.
Shearer. Away by Parnaby. By Gary Speed. By Southgate, that's Ehiog. Shearer. Here's Southgate. Amiobi closing him down. Obviously a player of real promise, Shola Amiobi, but there are times when he looks a bit awkward.
Yeah, he's had a mixed first half, hasn't he? Could have had a couple of goals, but when the ball has come into, he's bobbled about his feet. He hasn't been able to get it under control. All legs. Just needs to add a little bit of discipline sometimes to his movement, I think, as a centre forward. Gets a little bit detached from Alan Shearer at times.
Here's Boateng. And again, the flag up for offside, and Macaroni it is who's guilty. Here's Kedru. Jenas broke it up and Solano played it through quickly, too quickly for Amiobi.
Just before half-time, not the kind of ball you want your left-back to make, just trying to thread it through to the midfield from Kedru.
Boateng. Here's Kedru.
Fourth official has announced a minimum of...
There's a minute of stoppage time added on in the first half.
1 minute.
Shearer here looks to get through. How has he pulled back there? No. The decision goes against the Newcastle striker.
Well, again, that looked like a 50-50 tussle. It was Shearer that read the bounce of the ball better than anybody else. It was Ehiog again who fell and was given the foul, but it's twice now. I think Ehiog's been slightly fortunate.
Amiobi. Solano. Now Jenas. Here's Laurent Robert. Away by Ehiog. Well, Alan Shearer has had the ball in the net, but he doesn't have his 100th Premiership goal for Newcastle. It was ruled out for pulling by Shola Amiobi on Ugo Ehiog. But Amiobi does have a goal to his credit. It came in the 20th minute. Poor first touch, but it broke back luckily to him off Gareth Southgate, and he converted. But just before that, Middlesbrough had their own dispute with the referee, a challenge by Aaron Hughes on Massimo Macaroni in the penalty area, but no penalty was given. And consequently, Middlesbrough find themselves trailing here at St James's Park at half-time. Newcastle 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Hi kids, all right if Dad has a ball? Great. Stuart, point. Billy, extra cover. Page, you go deep mid-wicket. Back! You ready, son? Oh, is that?
Serious about sport? We are. The Ashes Tour and 15 one-day internationals live, only on Sky Sports.
Take the long walk, son.
Toughness now comes in a brand new shape. The all-new Ford Transit Connect is here. Van of the Year 2002. Job done.
I didn't get in. The college will get you on the admissions list. Colin Hanks, Jack Black.
Do you want me to call public safety?
Do you want me to get naked? Orange County.
Bacardi. Welcome to the Latin Quarter.
Mr. Davids, you played like a possessed man tonight. What is your secret?
Some games it happens. Someone takes over, telling you where to pass, where to run, like a 12th man.
Get on the pitch, get in control. Be the 12th. FIFA Football 2003, EA Sports. It's in the game.
Love the glasses.
If I had my way, there'd be no such thing as pigeons. The stuff would, like, tidy itself. I'd like to ban beards. And cats. I'd like cats to get even.
With Orange, you can have things your way, because now you can build your own talk, text, and photo package. That way you get more of what you want and less of what you don't.
Now, for the first time ever on DVD, one of the greatest movies ever made, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, with brand new scenes, digitally enhanced visual effects, DTS sound, unique bonus material, and an introduction by Steven Spielberg. One special limited edition 2-disc DVD, yours to keep forever.
This royal throne of kings, this sceptred isle. This happy breed of men, this earth, this realm, Worthington's, the heart of our nation.
Some top-class rugby this weekend, both codes in the afternoon on Saturday, live and interactive. It's England against the All Blacks. That's at 1:30 on Sky Sports 2. And then in the evening, it's Rugby League as the Kiwis continue their tour of Great Britain. That's live at 6 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. Geordies lead by a goal to nil, Shola Amiobi. But for all sorts of different reasons, Middlesbrough will feel hard done by. They've more than adequately acquitted themselves here. Possession has been theirs for the most part. They've matched Newcastle in goal attempts. And, Andy, we've seen one penalty appeal turned down. But when they see a second that I think you've found, will they also feel as though they should have at least had something at that end in the box?
I think they might have done. We can have a look at them, Richard. The first one that really we just found is that it happens when there's a corner from the far side going to come in. And the area you have to concentrate is, we'll get a better look at it, but right at the bottom of the screen, as it comes up, just keep your eye in the bottom of the screen, and Hugo Ekiol goes to ground as the ball's played in. Now look where the referee is. He's only 4 or 5 yards away from this incident. Now just watch it again. Watch the two of them. Stephen Caldwell, I think, the player. Now Ekiol's trying to get space to make his run. He's moving away. Now just watch this. As he gets in front, I mean, you are taking a massive gamble if you do that when you're marking someone in the penalty area. They got away with that. Now,
was it a pen?
Well, I mean, you can't grab someone round the waist and haul them to the ground in the penalty area while the ball's in flight. So that's a huge shout. The referee sees that of a penalty. But this is the one I think he should have got right, Richard, because as the ball's played in, and they half deal with it here, the referee is looking straight at it. No one in his way. Is what, 10 yards? 10 yards, no more. Macaroni's going to turn the defender. The leg comes out. He gets none of the ball, and all of Macaroni. And I think that's a penalty. Turns him, here we go. Got his body between the defender and the ball. You can't stick your leg out like that, Richard. I'm afraid it's a penalty. No. And again, Newcastle got away with it.
And how long after that did Newcastle score?
About a minute.
It's an even bigger call, isn't it?
It is a bigger call when this happens. But they contribute to it, so I just want to get this going. George Boateng's got acres to go here, Richard. If he wants to, he can travel with the ball as far as he likes. Or he can play the ball there, there's an easy ball there, but he tries for a difficult pass and it gets cut out. And they maybe should have done better, but they get lucky here, Newcastle, because the ball in what he's trying to do, he'll be here. He's trying to back heel it here.
Yes.
He actually's got good vision here because he knows Solana's there. He's trying to glance it off the instep of his right foot and help it to Solano.
Well, he did in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, but he glanced it off his own left foot. Yes. then it dropped to him. He stumbled over it, but take nothing bad. It's a stunning finish. You see it here, off his left foot, back in between the legs. It comes free, and Gareth Southgate just cannot get across. Fabulous finish, but a little bit of good fortune there.
And Alan Shearer will feel as though he should have had his 100th league goal. Should he?
Well, I think he will. I mean, as the ball's on its way in here, right, and Amiobi and Ekiog are going for it, I don't see too much shirt pulling. I see a tango. I see a big stretch of a right leg. I see Amiobi win it, and I see Shearer finish it off. And again, it's a goal that should have been given. So there's been 3 big decisions here, and I don't think the referees covered themselves in glory.
Newcastle lead by 1-0. It's Amiobi's goal that separates these two teams. But it's been a good half, and there's plenty more to look forward to. Second half, of course, next.
Football years, the 97-98 season.
My name is Barry First, and I'm an Arsenal fan.
Tonight, 10 o'clock, Sky 1. He was there, you will be too.
组织的，来，你2位选手正在一来一往，好，一个抽球，好，球，真的好，真的好。
Boss Bottle, fragrance from men.
Now,
My friends call me Jinx.
my friends call me James Bond. Live for the moment.
What happened to you?
Bond. And die another day. Pierce Brosnan, Halle Berry.
Looks like we're going down together.
Not yet. Die another day.
3 divers to go then, and this is Darren Kroll of Australia. Oh, that's a good dive. 642.2, and now Petit of Canada. Oh, even better. This final really hotting up. Now the favourite, John Smith of Great Britain. What can he do?
A running bomb.
Oh, terrific. The crowd love it.
10.
And so do the judges. Top bombing.
This is Sammy. Sammy can react quickly when faced with potential problems like traffic jams because he has exceptional geomagnetic sensitivity. Sammy sees the city in plan form, so he can find the fastest possible way from A to B. And when we find someone with Sammy's rare talent, we grab them. FedEx, whatever it takes.
Yeah, lad. Hey, Cal, check these out, mate.
Where'd you get them, lad?
I found them.
Where in Nancy's knickers and all?
Hey, Jack, you got something on the bottom of your foot, mate?
I'm going to fall for that.
No, you have, mate. Just take it off. There's something on the bottom of your foot.
Honest, mate, just on it.
Buy an Xbox this Christmas and get Sega GT 2002 and Jet Set Radio Future for free.
I need to use your garage for a couple hours.
I gotta know what a $5 shake tastes like.
They said this movie was ahead of its time.
She comes home from work in about an hour and a half.
Well, its time has finally come.
Marvin, what do you make all this?
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
Saturday morning, midday. It's a real shootout. Showdown at noon. Manchester City meet Manchester United live on Sky Sports 1. The pay-per-view offering this weekend features the Hammers and Leeds United. Both need a result. That's a 1:30 start. For more information on how to order the game, dial 08705 160 160. And Super Sunday takes us to the Stadium of Light for Sunderland and Spurs. That's a 3 o'clock start as usual here on Sky Sports 1. 1-0 to Newcastle United on the Monday Night Football. Shola Amiobi, the goal scorer. Just thinking back, and that's 3 big decisions. 3 very big decisions. 2 that Middlesbrough will think that they should have had something from. And Alan Shearer, will he be wondering where the 100th league goal went for Newcastle?
He'll be wondering why he hasn't got it. I think that's fair. First goals are very important, I think, particularly in local derbies when there's so much passion and it's so important, the result, more so than ordinary games. And I think Middlesbrough, as the away side, had they gotten one of those decisions going their way and actually scored from the penalty, it would have given them a huge lift at a time when they were actually the better side. They had much more of the play.
In general, have they been the better side?
I think since the goal it's been pretty even. But I do think before the goal I thought Middlesbrough were the better side. I thought they used the ball better. That would be the one thing that Sir Bobby would want from Newcastle, was a little bit more command of the ball. 55 to 45 I think it was at the end there. Too much of a gap if you're the home team. But all I think Steve McLaren would be saying was, listen, if you have as much of the ball this half, then there will be chances. Make sure they take them.
Fan Zone, of course, we'll hear from later, as I said earlier. If you want to dip into their commentary now, push the red button on your remote control and follow the instructions. That's Sky Sports Active for Sky Digital viewers. Also amongst the features, Player Camp. Jeremy will be following for the first 15 minutes of this second half. Match commentators, Alan Smith and Rob Hawthorne.
Well, Newcastle have been used to giving teams a goal start recently. They've had to come from a goal down in their last 2 matches. It's also happened in their last 2 league games here against West Brom and Charlton. Tonight they've taken a lead which perhaps on balance in the first half isn't merited, and Middlesbrough will wonder long and hard just how they went in at half-time, trailing to that goal from Shola Amiobi. Although referee Graham Barber has been a central figure in proceedings so far. Mr. Barber actually refereed this fixture the last time Middlesbrough won it. Alan Boksic got both of the goals, and they did win it despite the fact that Phil Stamp was sent off. An experience that he repeated yesterday in the Edinburgh derby, having scored the winning goal. Wayward ball from Stuart Parnaby.
You have to take your luck in football, Rob, and Newcastle have had that initially to go a goal up. Could have been 2 goals up, of course, but just wonder whether Sir Bobby Robson would have made strides to just try and negate the progress that Middlesbrough were making through the middle there. They had been in acres of room at times, particularly through Jeremy.
People have talked about Newcastle's defensive frailties, but it has also been a common theme that they don't really have an enforcer type figure to act in front of the back 4 in the midfield, that they're very forward thinking in that area. managers these days forced to sit on their hands and wait for January to come around before they can manipulate the transfer market, bring in players in areas where they might consider themselves weak. Amiobi comes to collect. Jenas, great ball again. Shearer. Jenas has carried on his run in the middle. It's Robert who looks to feed it across, and it was a testing ball that could have gone anywhere off Ehiol. Fortunately for him, it goes for a corner.
I think that just showed, in a nutshell, the energy of Jermaine Jenas starting the move, making the effort to get into the box. Only Ehiol's challenge had stopped it coming to him.
Laurent Robert with a corner. It's a disappointing kick. They almost made the best of it. Aaron Hughes. I would normally have expected a better delivery than that from Laurent Robert. Ehiol waits for it, and Shearer attempts to intervene. Here's Jonathan Greening and Macaroni. Greening has Nemeth in the middle, Macaroni's there, Jeremy's gone in too. Cleared by Caldwell. Kedru's ball across. Good night for Olivier Bernard as he looks to hold down the place back in the first team. There's a somewhat patchy showing from him in the first half. Here's Parnaby. Jeremy was beyond the touchline. Bernard, who started the first 8 games of this season before losing his place. Now Robert, now Shearer, Solano, cut out by Ehiol. It's Kedru. Flags up for offside. Again, Shearer finds himself frustrated by an official's decision.
Yeah, if he doesn't score tonight, I think he'll look back on that and feel very robbed indeed.
Here's Macaroni. Kept in the corner by Hughes. Against the Middlesbrough player who seeks an explanation.
Something that we couldn't there, into the boots. Made a mess of that, didn't you, Bernard?
Oh dear.
Finding touch.
Here's Southgate. Griffin. Now Kedru. Foul by Solano.
A little shove in the back from Solano. Feeling it's a fair challenge, but early stages of pressure from Middlesbrough that Newcastle have got to resist.
Joseph Desiree job, just couldn't get the connection.
Another There's a whole lot that Steve McClaren could have said at half-time. Players had done most things right, apart from find the back of the net, but would have sent them out with the instructions, I'm sure. More of the same, please, lads.
Well, he's given up his England role. He's looking particularly angry and frustrated at the moment, Steve McClaren, but it was really the break for the internationals that seemed to disrupt his side's rhythm. Since they came back from that, they've had the defeat by Charlton, the draw with Leeds. They find themselves chasing the game here. The layoff from club commitment certainly didn't do them any favours whatsoever. Bernard against Jeremy. Shearer's header on, no one for Newcastle behind him though. Kedru tidying up.
Just in those instances where Shola Amiobi's got to try and make strides to feed off his strike partner, help him out a little bit. Those long, hopeful balls.
Gets it back to Shea Given. Newcastle have won 4 of their last 5 matches in all competitions, same record as well in their last 5 Premiership games.
Happened quite a few times with Amiobi. The ball's cannon off his legs, his knees, got it down.
His job now Carnaby, by Caldwell. Kedru. Just too much on it for Greening to keep it in.
Newcastle have certainly plugged some gaps that were prevalent in the first half.
Here's Macaroni off the post, and away in the end by Jenas, who'll be as relieved as anyone because it was a mix-up between he and Griffin that almost set Middlesbrough away for the equaliser. But Macaroni so close, and Middlesbrough really so unlucky not to be back in the game. Now Solano puts Kedru under pressure. A real let-off that for Newcastle.
Well, it was. It was me speaking too soon, saying that Newcastle had managed to keep Middlesbrough at bay, but it was a mistake. Putting in Macaroni, fantastic strike. Just inches out of being the goal scorer tonight. Did everything right. Lovely contact. Again, the Italian denied after that penalty appeal in the first half.
Amiobi furthest player forward for Newcastle. Ehiogbo holds him off. Kedru comes under pressure, successful pressure too from Solano. Amiobi again. Griffin. Jenas. Those two who tied themselves in knots that made the chance for Middlesbrough. Certainly been a wake-up call for Newcastle. And he has every reason to be concerned at the moment, the Newcastle boss. He must feel as though he can't do too much about it. Upstairs in the director's box next to his chairman. The last match of his self-imposed exile upstairs after his recent accident and injury when he broke 4 ribs, the Newcastle manager. Here's Boateng. Southgate. Jeremy's played it through. This is Nemeth. Bernard tries to bring it away, but he's stopped in his tracks by Jeremy. Now, Laurent Robert. Looks to shrug off Stuart Parnaby. Here's Solano. Alan Shearer, deflected, corner.
Great opportunity for Newcastle. He just thought if Laurent Robert's right foot was anything as good as his left, he would have taken a swing at that. The opportunity was on for a shot, choosing instead to lay it off.
It's Solano's corner. Cleared in the end by Jeremy. Bernard. Solano with too much of a retrieval job there. Kedru. John. By Bernard. Again, Shearer backing into Southgate.
Not quite getting it in his own way so far, is he, Alan Shearer?
Still seeking that 100th Premiership goal for the club.
This is the moment when Robert could have had a little swing with his right. Shearer never hesitates, giving half a chance.
Shearer got his 300th club goal against one of his old clubs, Blackburn. And if he's not to achieve this milestone tonight, he faces another of his former club, Southampton, in the coming month. A month in which he'll also face the team that twice tried to buy him, Manchester United. Here's Bernard. Lets it run. It's quite a month this for Newcastle. We've got Everton here in the Worthington Cup in the week, and then they go to Arsenal and Manchester United in their next 2 away matches in the Premiership. And in between, they need to win their away match against Feyenoord and hope that Juventus get at least a draw in Kiev to qualify for the next stage of the Champions League. They've been very much second best in this match so far tonight, the home side. But they're still holding on to that first half lead through Shola Ameobi.
Middlesbrough quite fortunate to get this free kick. It was Aaron Hughes on Macaroni. He was just getting tight to his man, and Barber thought an offence had been committed.
Kedru and Greening over the free kick for Middlesbrough. Who bends it around. It's cleared as far as George Boateng. Given well positioned to take it. Shea Given taking the sting out of it by beating it into the ground. But the Middlesbrough pressure unrelenting. Bernard being put under pressure there by Jeremy, who reacts badly. And Bernard offers the hand of friendship.
Well, he's not happy, Jeremy, but I don't think there was anything in Bernard's challenge that warranted a centre from Graham Barber. Middlesbrough feeling a little bit aggrieved, I think, that they're down in this match. Jeremy's been at the centre of most things. Noticeably this half, Newcastle have got a little bit tighter to their opponents in midfield. Haven't given those acres of space that were available in the first half.
Races anthem rings around St James's Park. Newcastle are in the driving seat in terms of the goal they've scored. And Middlesbrough are doing their level best to usher them out of it.
Just a little edge developed in this game, and there are a couple of challenges around the pitch.
Here's Jenas. Crosses towards Alan Shearer. Goes past him. Did Barnaby get a touch? The referee says no, and Shearer rages again, and he's raged too far. It's a yellow card for the Newcastle captain.
Well, I think he was right to be annoyed, because Barnaby clearly did get a touch here. It's just brushed off his back, I think. Having said that, you can't blame the referee too much for missing it. And certainly the referee's assistant over the other side wasn't going to spot it. Shearer being so close, could see that he just brushed down the back of Barnaby, but his reaction maybe just overstepping the mark.
Kedru. Jeremy. Shilard Nemeth. The game really simmering now. Here's Hughes. Well, it broke to Shearer. There was possibly an advantage to be played there by Graham Barber. He's, in truth, not having the best of nights.
Well, the fans here are furious, aren't they? Because no real need. I think Graham Barber had seen this ball go to Shearer. Shearer lay it off, and he blows his whistle.
Here's Laurent Robert. Barnaby. Now John. Greening. This is Macaroni. Taking on Griffin, cleared by Caldwell. Macaroni steps away from Solano. Not too impressed by his fall. Shearer's flick on, now Amiobi. Robert. Jenas. Well, if Alan Shearer is to get his 100th Premiership goal for Newcastle, you will see it on player cam. Just press the red button on your remote, and we'll be following him for the remainder of his involvement in the game. Use that term because we don't know how long his involvement will be. Now he's on a yellow card, do we? He's got to tread a bit carefully. Amiobi. Robert. Looking for Solano, an important header away. Flicked off the top of Hyog's head. Here's Shearer. Now Griffin coming forward to link up with the attack. Shearer again. Gets it past Southgate, but not past Boateng, but it is a corner.
Good pressure from Newcastle. It was better play from Laurent Robert in that position on the left. Beat his man and delivered a beautiful cross that Hyog just managed to clip away with his head. Sometimes Robert was a little bit rash in his distribution when he's got into those good positions.
After being under the cosh for a while, Newcastle enjoying a better spell now. Shearer. Amiobi keeps it in. Tries to find Robert, but it runs past him. Kedru gets a touch. And Kedru gets the free kick. Robert. Amiobi. Shearer. Touched off the head of Jeremy.
Well, it was Jeremy's sloppy pass, attempted pass into George Boateng that put his side on the back foot there. Redeeming himself in the end with that clearance.
Here's Hughes. Shearer's the man he's looking for. He gets his head to it.
Hughes done that a few times now in the last few minutes. Just backs into his man, always manages to get his head to the ball.
It's a wasteful one from Gary Speed, after Griffin had done so well to win it back for Newcastle from Schwartz's clearing throw. Ehiog. Back by Griffin. Speed. More loose play from Gary Speed. Greening picks it up this time. Now Kedru looks for Job. Important touch back that by Olivier Bernard.
Middlesbrough's forward play in the last 10 minutes or so. It's just lacked that little bit of cutting edge that we had before the break.
Shearer's flick on. Bernard, slightly risky with Nemeth in attendance.
Struggle to get into this game. Gillard Nemeth, really. Macaroni's done plenty of good work up there, but his sidekick hasn't really been able to impose himself.
So Bobby Robson can stand it no longer. He's abandoned his upstairs seat to take his more familiar role in the dugout. He has every reason at the moment to be frowning with worry. Nemeth.
Yeah, it's a good example. It's not quite going the striker's way.
Here's Caldwell, now Griffin. Jens. Speed force back. Robert doesn't bring it under control. Newcastle here are going to make a change. Hugo Viana is ready to come on, and so too is Kieran Dyer. Middlesbrough also have a substitute ready to come on in the form of Carlos Marinelli, and it's Gillard Nemeth who's about to make his way off.
I think he thought that number 23 was being held up for Amiobi to start off with, because it's Amiobi that started walking towards the touchline.
The 23 was for Marinelli to come on. Alberto Solano is the other player being withdrawn by Newcastle. Kieran Dyer coming on in his place. And Laurent Robert, his place is taken by Hugo Viana.
Well, Joseph Desiree Job will take Nemeth's place up front. He'll push up for midfield with Marinelli slotting in the middle of that middle ground. The Bears had some good moments, but not enough. Bobby Robson agreeing, just putting on the Portuguese teenager. Mix it up a bit on the left-hand side.
Both withdrawn Newcastle players made swift exits straight up the tunnel. Here's Shola Amiobi. Quickly into the game. Now Jenas. Turns away from Marinelli, but a little push as well. Free kick Newcastle.
Just a little off balance here, Genesis. He's making strides forward. Slightest of contacts from Marinelli.
Well, Dyer and Viana have only just come on, but here's a prompt opportunity for one of them to make their mark against Mark Schwarzer. Well, not quite back the distance yet. Really ensuring that justice is done with a little bit of interest.
He must have long strides.
It's Viana. Oh, good attempt.
Very clever effort from Viana. Middlesbrough players closing down quickly, just trying to dink it over and find that top right-hand corner. Shorts have got it covered. Not enough pace on it to beat the keeper.
Here you go, Viana's only goal so far for Newcastle in the Champions League. Challenges there for Graham Barber to be concerned about. Newcastle play Everton here on Wednesday in the Worthington Cup competition. Middlesbrough have got Ipswich. Ehiog. Greening. Now Jeremy. This is Parnaby. David Moyes, the Everton manager, is among those watching here tonight. And we've got a busy week of Worthington Cup football for you on Sky Sports, with coverage of Wigan against Manchester City, Tuesday 7:30 on Sky Sports 2. And we're staying in the Northwest Turf Moor. Burnley against Tottenham, Wednesday 7:30, also on Sky Sports 2.
Everton are down here, aren't they, in the Worthington Cup? David Moyes running the ball over his next opponents.
Although you would suspect it has every possibility of being a much changed Newcastle team, bearing in mind that their interest in the Champions League has been preserved. So Bobby Robson might be wanting to keep his powder dry, so to speak, for the crucial match away to Feyenoord.
I'm not sure David Moyes will. Well, it's a competition I'm sure he'd like to have a good go at. The Worthington Cup. Not in a position to pick and choose.
It's Griffin. Amiobi. Newcastle's Premiership campaign has been like their Champions League campaign in many respects. A slow start and then a rapid recovery. This is Hugo Viana. Bernard. Going to take on Parnaby and getting his cross away. Amiobi closes in.
Well, Bernard really shouldn't have been allowed to get that cross in. He had Parnaby and Jeremy 2 against 1, but he managed to shimmy to the left and get it in.
Perhaps getting in each other's way there.
Yeah, just needed a shout. Amiobi with a free header.
Speed. Now Shearer looks to get the edge on Gareth Southgate. Elliott was there as well.
Unlucky Shearer, so good in them instances with a bouncing ball and possession to fight for. His body there.
Jeremy. Now Marinelli. Looks to pick out Macaroni. Good decision to come in the end by Shea Given. Here's Kedru. Jeremy, now Job. Macaroni. Just thought he got in now behind Olivier Bernard.
Well, it looked like he had perhaps a little bit more weight on this ball and would have released Macaroni. He'd stayed on side. Bernard doing well, to his credit.
Marinelli who takes the corner. Good clearance in the end by Jenas.
Ekiagud peeled off, feeding onto this flick on. A few players to get through before it was going to reach the goal.
Boateng. And Jeremy. Marinelli. Broken up by Speed. Dyer. Away by Southgate. Greening.
Substitution by Steve McClaren. Marinelli, just to mix things up going forward. Hasn't quite paid off as yet. Very skillful player. Capable of all sorts of tricks. Hoping that he can provide the key to unlock this Newcastle defence that has got itself together in the second half, a bit more organised.
Here's Greening. Now Kedru. Caldwell. Jenas. Amiobi. It's Kedru who's pulled him back. And Frank Kedru, who was sent off in his last game against Leeds. In more trouble with the referee.
Amiobi just felt a tug and he went down, didn't really need to. So it's got Kedru booking.
Yellow card then for Frank Kedru. And a free kick for Newcastle. Caldwell forward for it. Viana to take. Amiobi's up there. It's away from goal.
Surrounded here, I'm not sure it's... Initially it was Southgate that got his head to it, was Amiobi.
Imagine that yellow card for Frank Kedru. It's Bernard. Jeremy. Amiobi. Now Kieran Dyer. Waits for Griffin to join him. Now Jenas. Dyer. Griffin. But inside Kedru, good run by Griffin. Dyer comes in and gets the corner.
Well, it's great persistence by Andy Griffin. Shouting for him to shoot when he gets in those positions outside the box after his 2 goals, and leading Kieran Dyer, who hasn't really been able to make much of an impression going forward, but since his introduction, but bet against him, such as his energy.
On his corner, oh, it was Shearer, and a wonderful save by Schwarzer. Here's Hughes. Amiobi. Away from Parnaby. It's behind Shearer anyway, and Southgate clears. Greening. Jeremy. Now Parnaby. Boateng.
A great save by Schwarzer. Jonathan Greening on the left-hand post may have had something to do with it. No, it's just come off the post. Initially it came off from his midriff. Didn't know much about it in the end, Greening, but great save from Schwarzer. What he's there for, he's actually warming up still in half-time, wasn't he? Paul Barron, the goalkeeping coach, keeping Schwarzer warm. It's blue for saves like that.
Here's Jenas. Now Dyer. Viana.
That's a good opportunity wasted by Newcastle. Viana drifting over to the right.
Peroni. Viana again. Shearer has been busy. He's had the ball in the back of the net. He's gone close with the deflected effort wide. He's produced a good save from Mark Schwarzer, but he's still seeking a century of Premiership goals for Newcastle. Job this time is offside for Middlesbrough. And then Pedro takes it away from him. Marinelli. It's away from Speedwell. Looks for job. Hughes intervenes. Caldwell. Shearer is coming back from the offside position. Job. And Jeremy. And space for Parnaby to operate in here. Cleared by Caldwell.
Well, Parnaby had the time to look up there, and when he did look up, Accaroni and Marinelli were both at the far post. Maybe had made that dash to the near, which is where the ball went.
Corner. Southgate was bidding to get there. Speed though does. Dyer on the surge for Newcastle. He's looked to set Viana away. Can he get there? He has. And it's come back. Jenas! Oh, brilliantly denied by Schwarzer.
Well, fantastic save by Schwarzer, but again, Jermaine Jenas ran the full length of the pitch after Kieran Dyer had set up Viana for this shot. Viana one who actually looked quite tight there. Thought he'd have a pop at it. He shouldn't be. He's just come on, but lovely one-handed save. But Jenas, what energy to make strides to get on the end of this. Feed off the knockdown.
Viana's corner, and Schwarzer spills it! And what a return to the first team for Stephen Caldwell! His first Premiership start in 20 months, and he scores!
Well, after Schwarzer's heroics, that's a bread and butter cross that he's missed. Sometimes they go to a teammate, other times they go to an opponent, and centre-half Caldwell finishing that like a seasoned centre-forward. There's a lot of work to do there, to be fair. He got a challenge on him. He took the ball high. He's entitled to be delighted with that finish.
Well, the ups and downs of a goalkeeper, eh? Mark Schwarzer had produced a couple of magnificent stops from Shearer, from Viana, and then from Jenas in quick succession. But from the resulting corner, it slipped through his grasp, and despair for Steve McLaren, who sees all of his side's good work go to waste.
Well, I think he'll wonder, Steve McLaren, just how this game's slipped him by. His side hadn't been such a potent attacking force in the second half. Credit to Newcastle for that, but they certainly have had enough of the play.
Bote. Here's Dyer. Amiobi. Caldwell. What an inspired decision to put Steve Caldwell in the team. Sir Bobby Robson only selected him because he has a shortage of central defenders, with Dabizas suspended, Bramble and O'Brien injured. Caldwell suddenly lifted to the top of the order to partner Aaron Hughes in a makeshift defence, and at the other end of the field he goes and gets a crucial goal. Unorthodox by Shay Given, but effective in the end, even though it was a bit of a risk the goalkeeper was taking there.
I'm not sure how much communication there was between him and Aaron Hughes in the end.
Oh no, he's in trouble, Kedru. Is he going to be sent off for the second game in a row? He is! Frank Kedru, sent off in the last game against Leeds, sees red again.
Well, he certainly can't complain about that. The first booking was for a genuine shirt tug, which was warranted, and that's just reckless, really. He's on a yellow card, diving in, that got his timing all wrong. Graham Barber had no real choice.
Well, he's already out of the Liverpool game. There's a suspension from his last red. He's facing a long spell on the sidelines now, Frank Kedru. And there'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time.
2 minutes stoppage time to be added. 2 minutes.
Shearer has got to watch his stuff, of course. He's on a yellow card. Penalised there for backing into the defender.
One of those games that Newcastle will come away delighted to win. It's been a real hard-fought one. They've taken the chances when presented them. It's been the best performance of the season, I wouldn't have thought.
There's another opening for them, though. Well taken. Gary Speed shot.
against a very strong side defensively in Middlesbrough. I think they can be well pleased with their efforts tonight.
Viana maybe just took his eye off it at the wrong moment. Jenas, Dyer. And Newcastle rule the North East tonight. Goals from Shola Amiobi and Stephen Caldwell, putting them above Middlesbrough in the table and continuing their recent improvement after a poor start to this Premiership campaign. Alan Shearer denied his 100th Premiership goal for the club, including a good save by Mark Schwarzer, but the despair of Steve McLaren compounded by the fact that it was a mistake by his goalkeeper that led to the second Newcastle goal, scored by Caldwell on his return to the first team, his first ever goal in the Premiership. It's finished Newcastle 2, Middlesbrough, who were reduced to 10 men near the end when Kedley was sent off, 0.
It's more live football tomorrow night from the Worthington Cup, 7:30 over on Sky Sports 2. It's Wigan against Manchester City. Same time, same place on Wednesday when Burnley meet Spurs. So 2-0 to Newcastle United. We'll get Andy's thoughts when we come back on a result which takes the Geordies above Middlesbrough. They are the top team in the North East now. Plenty to talk about when we come back.